Welcome to the Quick Start video for Unit 6, the mini project. Here's what we'll cover. We'll introduce the learning goals and unique features of this unit. We'll call your attention to some key preparation. And we'll summarize each lesson's main activity. Now, it'll be helpful to have the unit materials open as you watch so you can pause to look at them in more detail. During this unit, students will code a unique, original program and design and build a physical maker component that uses the microbit in some way. They'll demonstrate what they know and something new relating to at least one of the previously covered concepts of the design thinking process, input, processing, and output of computers, variables, conditional statements, and iteration and loops. Now, this unit is the halfway point for the course, and we take a break from introducing new computer science concepts and instead place the focus on reinforcing your students' new skills and engaging their creativity. Overall, you'll spend less time on direct instruction, with your students spending the majority of their time on project design and development in Lesson B instead of the Lesson C like in the previous units. That's where the project would be. Here, the bulk of it is Lesson B. And we've provided a recommended class structure with the introduction of work logs to track student progress and their problem-solving approaches. And then in this unit, our Lesson C is dedicated to a project showcase where we can celebrate student work. Now, in your preparation, you don't need to devote time to practice any coding activities. However, some advanced planning may be necessary for coordinating the showcase option that you choose for Lesson C. Now, your only preparation for Lesson A is to print out the exit tickets. For Lesson B, you've got some decisions to make. You've got to review the class structure recommendations and then decide how to incorporate them. You'll want to consider whether you want to propose a theme for the mini projects. You'll want to review the scoring rubric to determine any revisions you want to make so that you can clearly explain what your expectations are. You'll want to decide how your students will turn in their work logs, considering all of the different provided ideas. And then because their students start their mini project in this lesson, you're going to want to make sure that you have all the necessary hardware, crafting supplies restocked. Now for Lesson C, you'll just want to review our note to decide how you want to organize the showcase and if you're going to invite parents or administrators or other people to attend, and then you'll want to coordinate the location and the setup. Now in Lesson A, you'll give a brief overview of the mini project. You'll want to facilitate a concept review activity, and you'll want to also brainstorm with students, discussing their favorite projects so far, maybe having kids sort of informally share out ideas for potential mini projects, things like that. Now for Lesson B, your students will use the design thinking approach to code and build their mini project that shows what they know and shows something new. And so what you'll want to do is share your expectations and any theme that you may have decided upon in your prep. You might want to discuss some different potential class ideas for inspiration, and you might want to share some examples. We have some ideas. A ball toss game is kind of a cute one where the microbit is tracking the score when an aluminum foil ball is thrown in a plastic cup. There's also this idea of a bullseye game where the microbit sort of tracks the score when a tennis ball hits one of the rings. There's this other great example of a storybook with the microbit sort of displaying animations of the story. All of these examples, they all have video links in them to click them and kind of see them in action. And you'll also want to explain the work log expectations. Okay, so for Lesson C, you'll facilitate the showcase activity for students to share their accomplishments. Now, because there's going to be a wide range of mini projects, with some of them are going to be more polished than others, so be sure to celebrate the differences between all the projects. Celebrate at least one thing that each student has done well, whether it was something in the design thinking process or maybe a particularly reflective work log. And, so let's celebrate the unique value of each one. This is not a competition, it's a celebration. And so we want to celebrate the work that all students put in to whatever extent they worked on it. So of course, now at the end, you've got to remember students are going to need to dismantle their mini projects to be able to use the microbits for the rest of the course. So make sure that you document their mini projects with photos and videos so that you have some record of the wonderful work they've done. And that's it. So have a great time with this unit. The showcase, it's a great way to show off and celebrate the creative work your students have done and get other people in the community to see the great work you're doing with your students and with the microbits. So have a great time with it.